So, first, thanks. Appreciate you taking the time to do this kind of crazy times for you and you and your profession, but also crazy times all around. So, what we're trying to do is just positively impact the kids, give them some information, and hopefully something they can use to work and better themselves as they go forward. So, the first thing we want to do is just have you talk about yourself a little bit, introduce yourself, who you are, where you're from, what you do, and relationship to First Tee, how you know about First Tee.
Okay. I'm Wilson Chandler, Benton Harbor graduate, class of 2005. Went to DePaul University for 2 years, got drafted by the New York Knicks, played there for 3.5, went to Denver and was there for maybe 7 years. Then played in Brooklyn played in Brooklyn currently, played in Philly, and played with the Clippers, and also had a small stint in China. So that's my background. And I'm originally from Benton Harbor also. And my relationship with the First Tee program, Evan Sanders was actually my coach. I don't know how he got the job, but he was the assistant coach when I was there. I think you started my sophomore year, junior year, but for sure my junior and senior year. And I got close to him through that. And so I went up to the First Tee program a few times since he's had the job and try to learn how to play golf a little bit.
I'm gonna stop right here. I'm gonna say, in Come Fly With Me, Michael Jordan's dad said he was made to do one thing, and if you do something else, when it comes to golf, you were made to play basketball. Golf.
Yeah, I don't know how to play no other sport. No other sport. That's it.
No other sport. Yep. All right. I appreciate that. Ryan's gonna ask you a quick question.
Okay.
What's up, Wilson? Thanks for hopping on with us today. First Tee Benton Harbor has 9 core values. We added a 10th one. We have honesty, integrity, confidence, respect, judgment, perseverance, courtesy, responsibility, sportsmanship, and their 10th one is inclusion. Which of these core values resonates best with you?
If I had to pick one, perseverance, just because, the situations a lot of these kids and myself come through from being from Benton Harbor and just pushing through and just making the best of it. I was raised with my grandparents. My mom and my dad was in and out of prison, so I came to stay here. And it kind of just went through a lot of things with that. And I think from where I'm standing now, I did a pretty good job with just handling those emotions and just making the best of the situation.
Awesome.
I'd agree with that. I think perseverance, but I was telling the guys when this question was asked, I was going to piggyback because I think on top of perseverance, I think confidence with you. Because when we first met, you were a 10th grader, and I used to tell everybody you got to squeeze him to get a word out of him. He wouldn't say anything. I even remember as you kind of grew as a player, and I think some of that is confidence. You went away and played AAU, came back much more confident. The first interviews you had with the newspaper, there's a lot of question and very little answer. A lot of yes/no answers. And go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think like for me, watching you from, 15 years old or maybe 14 when I first met you, but as you kind of progressed and become the man that you are, like just the level of confidence that you carry yourself with and, all of it, it takes that in order to be a professional basketball player. But
you got a lot of them, bro.
And then as well as that, like, the level of confidence just to carry yourself the right way every day and doing the right things.
Yeah, no, definitely. Confidence definitely plays a big part, just getting comfortable and just getting more people that believe in you and just showing you the right way. I think confidence definitely plays a big part. And like you said, I never wanted to talk. Even in college, we had a rule that you can't talk to the freshmen just because I didn't want to talk to the media. So the confidence was always a big part of it and just being comfortable as well.
Yeah. Cool.
Well, Wilson, I'll take the next one up. First and foremost, to kind of piggyback off Eben and Ryan, thank you so much for taking time out of your day. I know you're a busy man. As a little guy that's watched you come up through the area, I was just a little guy when you were in high school and seeing everything kind of come full circle and off to DePaul and been able to follow you throughout and with your NBA career. Just thank you for everything you do for the area, how you give back. It's awesome to see you give back and always have to our community. And can't think of a better representative, you know, for a lot of young guys like myself and everyone for that matter to look up to. So appreciate you being here today. So digging into your golf background a little bit, Coach Sanders filled me in that you're, you know, maybe getting fitted for some clubs I've heard, and there's rumors that you might be a little interested in the game. I'm curious, what piques your interest about golf?
I think just, you know, a lot of NBA players, they play. A few of my friends, they play. I don't know if you guys know Curtis McFall, but he plays all the time.
Yeah, great
so
guy.
I think just being able to be around those guys and do something we both can relate to is the biggest thing for me. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, to say really quickly, piggybacking on that, Curtis. Curtis was a coach with First Tee. He worked with us for a summer and
he
did a great job with us. And his game has come a long way. There's a ways to go, but it's come a long way.
I never seen him play, but he swear he's good.
I mean, good is relative. So before I ask the last question, I wanted to give you some space to talk about the greatest shooter that you've ever shot against, that you've never beat since your sophomore year.
Oh, man. I don't know who the greatest shooter is, but if you're referring to yourself, I'll be honest today. I never beat you in a shooting game.
There we go.
Oh, man.
I wanted it to get out there and be on camera, so I have
on the record.
Yeah. I never beaten them in a shooting game, but right now if we played, I would definitely win.
And that's why we won't play right now. Hey, so, you know, thanks again. Appreciate it. Wanted to ask one kind of follow-up.
Yeah.
Last question. So, I mean, you've done some amazing things. You've played in China. You've had some experiences that you know most people don't really get a chance to experience. And what we want for our kids and for the families that are part of First Tee and can pull from this is, like, if you could go back, right? If you could, what would be one thing that you would tell 12-year-old or 10-year-old Wilson Chandler, you know, that you've learned now? What's that one lesson you'd like to give to yourself?
I would say if I had to go back and change one thing, I think at an early age I would listen and respect more, just so I won't have to go through a lot of things over and try to recorrect things and relearn things. I think being able to listen and learn and take advice and take directions and orders, you know, can go a long way. I've seen a lot of guys have 20-year careers that wasn't talented as a lot of the players in the NBA that had long careers because they were able to learn and just listen and, you know, be respectful and stuff like that. So I would say that because I had to go back and relearn a lot of things and reteach myself and humble myself. So I would definitely say just listen and be respectful.
Great advice, and respect is one of the core values of the program. And I also want to touch on real quick, you know, since you left school a little bit early, got into the league, and I think, you know, for those of us, one of the things that First Tee is about is continuous learning, right? You never stop learning. It's always about getting better. Just briefly, some of the stuff that you've done, whether it be internships or, you know, some stuff at DePaul that you've done since you know, been a professional player.
Yeah, I've done a handful of internships just to kind of learn what I like and don't like, you know, get a gauge of what I'm going to do after I'm done playing. So I've done internships with Google in the engineering program. I got to see the self-driving cars before they announced it. Did the whole test drive. Couldn't take pictures of it because they was working on it at the time.
Right.
I did 2 different internships within one program with Bank of America in Gotham. One was what do you call it? Like a hedge fund program. So I just job shadowed a guy who ran a $2 billion hedge fund, and I also got to do Squawk on the Street with Bank of America and ring the bell down on Wall Street. So I did that. I did a fashion intern with GQ magazine. I done some real estate stuff with the NBA, and I did business school in Milan, Italy, with the NBA also. We got to meet the guys who run Lamborghini, or I think it's Ferrari. We got to do that. We also met different guys in different companies that CEOs that run stuff, and they gave us advice and just how to run a business and be successful. And if you're thinking about being an entrepreneur, so I've done a handful of internships just to learn and just see what the next steps are.
That's perfect. That's perfect. You never stop learning. So that's perfect. That's exactly what the message, the takeaway would be great for the kids on this is never stop. So we don't want to hold you too long. See, you got a busy household there, but we appreciate you taking the time as always. We'll catch up soon, and just want to say, personally appreciate all that you've done with me and with Chase and all that good stuff, man. We definitely appreciate all you do.
No, for sure. Appreciate y'all.
Yep.
Thanks, Wilson.
Appreciate it.
Have a good one, man. Appreciate you guys.
Yes, sir.
You too. Thanks.